gentlemen, the next contest at TNA Slammiversary is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Detroit, Michigan, Big Papa Punk, Scott Steiner!
Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup, it's not about titles or championships. It's about reputation. It's about bragging rights. It's time to find out who's the toughest guy in TNA. Who's the toughest badass in this company? Is it this man? Is it Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner? Biggest arms in the world, shortest fuse as well. He promises that he's going to kill Samoa Joe in this matchup. Samoa Joe never tasted defeat in 1 year in TNA. Scott Steiner, you have the opportunity to bring that winning streak to a halt right now, tonight, at Slammiversary.
And his opponent is the X-Division champion, the undefeated Samoan submission machine. He is Samoa Joe!
This the biggest match in TNA history, that a title wasn't on the line, and it has that feel. Listen to this crowd. This man has never been pinned. He's never submitted in 1 year. It was Slammiversary last year. But you look at somebody with the history of a Scott Steiner, and you know that there's no fear in him. And this is the biggest one-on-one test for Samoa Joe to date. I don't care. It's too much on the line. The pride these two have, the biggest test that Samoa Joe has had to date.
The heat between these two, the emotion in this building tonight, it's equal to a championship match. Samoa Joe and TNA, no, never been tested by someone of Steiner's size, by someone of Steiner's strength. That's without question. To me, Don, I look at this matchup between these two as a career crossroads bout. It's for both of them. Samoa Joe, you can take a huge step. You can maintain that winning streak. Scott Steiner, you can enhance that already very formidable reputation with a win tonight.
Boy, this match means so much to these guys for so many different reasons, like you just brought up. And that right there is the experience that Scott Steiner has, and he's going to have to use it. Joe is one of those that is just, he's on this, he's like a freight train that just keeps coming and coming and coming. But, you know what, eventually that train's going to run out of gas. And this could be the man to stop that. This is the guy that won't back down, won't be intimidated with anything.
Wow, how about that? Great takedown by Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, and Samoa Joe fights him off. Well, you can just tell, you can feel that. It's the feeling out process, Don, this opening minute. These two big men have been so tentative. Pretty obvious, nobody wants to make that first mistake and have the opponent take advantage and take control early in the bout.
Well, you look at the eyes. Look at the difference right now. Scott Steiner just has that look of more confidence. You know, Joe brought up the amateur background. Well, you saw a little bit of it right there. Scott Steiner's somebody that if they get the grappling in the middle of the ring, he's going to have the advantage in the mat wrestling department.
Well, you're right, Scott Steiner from the University of Michigan. Just bulls Joe into the corner with a knife edge chop to the chest, sets him up again and delivers another one.
Scott Steiner, oh, what a hip toss, man.
And paintbrushes him. He just took a 280-pounder, Samoa Joe, fired him across the ring, and then paintbrushed him in the face.
You know how many?
That's the ultimate dishonor right there, and you can see. Look at Joe Boyle.
No, he's got a. It's a different look to me. How many times have we had a build-up between two great competitors, like in a boxing ring, and all of a sudden it just was so one-sided, you were blown away. I hope that doesn't happen here.
Here they go,
and they start brawling.
The two big bulls going right at it. Exchange. Samoa Joe getting the better of it. Look at those kicks. Stiff, lethal kicks and knees, and there's a chop to the back, and a kick to the chest. Joe off the ropes, up in the air, drops down to the knee.
That's the Samoa Joe that we've seen here in the last year. A man has never lost a one-on-one matchup ever in TNA.
We talked about the emotion between these two, the emotion here in the building. Oh my God! Scott Steiner just took him overhead with the release suplex. Wow!
What strength Scott Steiner showed! And then he comes off the ropes there and gives him a little boot of his own.
And again, Steiner with the vicious kick right to the chest. Wow, Samoa Joe with that flurry looked like he was going to take control, but damn, Scott Steiner turned it right back around in his favor.
Oh, look at this, just putting that neck to the ropes there. Scott Steiner doing the little things right now. He knows that Joe's going to have his flurries. But, man, the strength he used in that suplex just amazed me, and, man, the boot right there by Joe brings him down.
Oh, you're right. Steiner able to shoot Joe off into the corner. Samoa Joe gets the boot up and then rifles in first. The left boot ready for a face wash.
That's what Joe does. It's humiliating. He's humiliating Steiner right now. Showing him that, yeah, I do that to X Division wrestlers, and I'll do it to you, too.
And Steiner rolls out to the floor to avoid any further disgrace. Well, the paintbrush early from Steiner, and then the face wash.
All the way through the rope! Unbelievable, Mike! How? Man, I lost my breath there. Through the ropes, into the rail.
That was a 280-pound freight train that just hit the suicide dive on Big Papa Pump. Oh, man. Echoed throughout the building as the open hand of Samoa Joe just met the flesh of Scott Steiner with that chop. Oh.
But Scott Steiner able to turn it around and slams that face into the steps.
At all times when you have Scott Steiner in a wrestling arena, at any time, he's so unpredictable. And Don, you felt his wrath on several occasions. You just never know what you're going to get. That shortest fuse in the history of professional wrestling, let's face it, it can go just like that.
And you know, you told me you can't take it personal because that's just who he is.
It's exactly it. I'm on the receiving end of some of those things too, and you're right. And he drops the elbow down across the chest, and now he's going to really just rub it right in Joe's face. He's rubbing his nose right in it.
You look at these two, and yeah, they're the same height, they're the same weight about. The bodies are different. But with Samoa Joe, it's something about him. He's just...
That's just the intrigue of this match, Don.
Exactly right. This guy's got something so special that you watch. You don't have to like him, but you love him. His work in the ring, and that's the Joe there. What a shortcut by Steiner.
The crowd momentarily took Steiner out of his game, enabled Samoa Joe to mount a comeback, but then the cheap shot, the shortcut, by Big Papa Pump, and there's the belly to belly.
That's strength, man. That's what, 280 pounds?
And he just dropped him right on the back of his head, right on his neck with that belly-to-belly suplex. Right, he took 280 over with ease.
Mike, you've gotten to watch the career of Scott Steiner as much as anybody in this business, and
from the start,
you've got to admit, since he's been in TNA, this guy is rejuvenated, is he not? I mean, he was as good as he's looked in years.
Absolutely right. And now, look out! Wow. Just powerbomb Joe! Again, dropped him on the back of his head. But look at Joe go for the arm. He's trying to seize the arm. He's going to go for the arm breaker. Submission move.
Great defensive move there by Joe because it looked like Steiner was going to try to get a pin. And Joe's the back of his head hurts because he keeps reaching back for it.
That's the key, Don. At the same time, you're right. You can see that Joe's favoring his neck and the back of his head. Can you blame him? He just got powerbomb and suplex right on top of his head twice.
That's example of the two powers there. Both of them one trying to get the other to submit, and the other one trying to pin the other one all at the same time.
Oh, and a great close-up look. You see the look on the face of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner trying to fight through the pain of the submission hold applied by Samoa Joe.
And I don't care who you are. That'll take the breath out of you. That'll take the fight out of you. And look at Joe. He knows it. He knows he's got Steiner really. One right after another. Look at him.
You can't even count it. Rapid fire. Right hands in the corner. Shot after shot right to the jaw, right to the chin of Big Papa Pump.
Oh, Joe right now trying to take control of this match, and oh, he's gone. Wow. Look at the power of Steiner. The same thing that does that to people.
I was just going to talk about that. That's a move that we've seen for the past year during the one-year undefeated streak of Samoa Joe. He just overpowers the man and just drives him right down to the mat. Steiner just gave him a little taste of his own medicine.
Trying to throw him through the ropes to the floor, but Joe stops it, and then Joe can't stay there, and Steiner knocks him down.
Oh, you're right. Steiner saw that. Joe had landed on the apron, caught him with that forearm shot. They're going to take it out to the streets here. Sends him first through the guardrail. Look out. Look out.
Oh, no.
You never know
what's
going to happen.
Oh, a knee right there to the face of Joe by Steiner, and he's looking for something to plant his head on.
They took him
right into the wall.
Fortunately, took him wide of the broadcast position and then drove Samoa Joe directly into the wall right here in the building.
Scott Steiner is he's a force right now. Some guy trying to get out of the way. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think we saw that.
Scott Steiner just smacked him and grabbed the chair.
One of the fans around here. Oh, you never know, Don. Look out! Steel chair. Referee Rudy Charles, the senior official. He just gets tossed aside. But look at Joe fight back up the chair. Momentarily down. Steiner hanging on to it. Joe going to try and take it away.
Oh, smash! Joe just smashed the chair right to his face. Steiner gets away and he's got the chair.
Then Joe went for the clothesline and caught nothing but that steel post, and Steiner just took him back first and rammed him right against the side of the ring.
Oh, and that knocks your breath out of you. And look at this, we've seen him in this spot.
Oh, God!
Oh, man!
I just had flashbacks, Don. I was thinking of Scott Steiner. What he did to Andy Douglas, what he did to Norman Smiley, so reminiscent.
According to referee Rudy Charles, he will give both wrestlers a 10 count. If they're both not back in the ring, this match will be a double count out.
Now Rudy Charles says we're going to get this thing back inside the six-sided ring. They're not too happy here in the Impact Zone about that ruling. Keep your eyes on the count here. I think he's up to 3. Steiner, another chair shot. First one was to the head. That one was to the head and the back. We're at 5. I mean, if Joe...
Oh, there he goes. Steiner's in.
Yeah,
He's in.
But Joe's still out.
Oh, man, Joe's taking some shots here. He's got to figure out a way.
He's at 7. Keep your eyes on the ref.
He's at 8.
He's at 8.
He's not going to make it. 9.
He's at 9. Joe's got to get the ring room avoid the count on it. He won't.
At the last second. That is sheer willpower.
Yeah, but after being beaten to death out here on the floor with a steel chair, Samoa Joe is reeling, and Scott Steiner, he can just sense it right now. Oh, look at Joe fight back with those open hands home for us. But Steiner cut him off. Inverted atomic drop by Samoa Joe. Joe off the ropes and took him down with that big boot.
What a shot right there, and then he nails him with the back.
Dropped down with the senton splash on Steiner. Both men back up. Whoa! And he cut him off. Steiner almost back up to his feet. Joe caught him with the boot, but Steiner right back on it, shoots him into the corner.
Oh, there's the power of Joe. That's what we were talking about. The same thing Steiner did to him, and look at the look on Steiner's face. Disbelief that someone can manhandle him like that.
You're right, Don. A little turnabout fair play there for Samoa Joe. Able to connect on the similar move that Steiner caught him with earlier. Joe floats over, takes him up. Powered him down.
He got it. 1, 2. No! Steiner's not going to let it happen.
It's a great power move, but you don't have your body, you don't have your weight positioned properly on him for a pin at that time, and unless you knock him out and drive the back of his head to the canvas, you enable your opponent to get that shoulder raised. That's exactly what happened. Steiner avoided the 3 count. Samoa Joe still in control off the ropes.
Oh, you could see it. Looks like Scott Steiner just seems to be trying to... Whoa!
Didn't move him with the clothesline. Then both men go for the lariat. Both connect. Steiner blocked it that time. Steiner off the ropes now. Look at Joe. Yes!
He's got it right here!
Rear naked choke. The Kakina clutch. It's locked in. It's the submission move that's gained him so many victories in the past year.
Oh, it's not going to tap out here. Look at this. You can see referee Rudy Charles looking for it. Steiner holding on with everything, Mike. Look at that look. That tells it all.
Don, over the course of the past 12 months, how many opponents have we seen that have fallen victim to this Kakina clutch? He's got that rear naked choke.
Every one of them, Mike, that got in the Kakina clutch. Every one of them.
Steiner, he's still in it.
And he gets out. I don't believe this. He's trying to fight to his feet.
Momentarily rolled out of it, but Joe reapplies. The choke is set, but look at this. Steiner's up to a vertical base and then backed him in the corner to break it up. Well, just momentarily, there it is. Clock back on again.
He's got him. Oh, nice headbutt. Backwards headbutt, it looked like.
I think that was a low blow.
Oh, yeah, he caught him with the low and the backwards kick there, Mike. Oh, man.
Anything that it takes in Scott Steiner's mind to avoid the loss. Look at that!
Oh, right on his head.
Again.
Right on his head. Oh, my gosh, that might be it.
He took him in the half Nelson.
Oh, no,
he took him
out.
overhead, and for the 3rd time, he dropped him right on his head, right across the back of his neck.
Oh, no, look at Joe.
He's out.
Joe's done.
He's out.
He caught him right in the head. I just saw Rudy Joe mess with his arm. There's nothing to him.
What if Steiner puts on the recliner here? He's going to position him for the move. He's got it hooked on. This could be the end of the winning streak.
Oh, that's it right here.
12 months in the making. An entire year. Samoa Joe never defeated. Steiner's got the recliner on.
Look at Joe. I've never seen a lifeless body on Samoa Joe ever. And there it is. His arm just dropped like a stone, and now he's reaching up. He's trying.
Referee made the count, but only 2. Watch Joe fight through this.
I don't believe this. Joe, look at this.
He's got Steiner up on his shoulders. Where are you going to take him?
Oh, man, right on top of the rope. And look at this. He power slams him.
Slam.
2, 3. Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still undefeated Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe.
He did it. The streak remains intact. Samoa Joe, the 1-year run continues. And Don, we talked about how big this matchup was.
Look at these guys, Mike. Look at them.
It was a reputation maker for Samoa Joe, and both men, they're just spent.
Oh, they are spent. You see Joe up there leaning up, showing his, but I'm there. Look at, he can hardly stand. Joe can hardly stand. What a valiant effort. What a power slam.
Huge step for the Samoan submission machine. The win over Scott Steiner and Samoa Joe remains undefeated.